Monday's lesson, it's first paragraph. It says, a leper approached Jesus and begs for healing. Conventional wisdom says that this man should be isolated. Jesus, the clean one, touches him and heals him anyway. Peter denies Jesus 3 times during his trial. After the resurrection, having searched Peter's heart, Jesus reinstates him to his service anyway. God's church in Corinth is unappreciative of Paul's authority and influence. Paul serves them anyway. What do you think of this idea of what they call in the lesson the anyway principle? What is that idea trying to suggest? The anyway principle.
You've got to be first.
Well, they don't deserve it.
They don't deserve it.
You've got to be maximum security.
Could it be suggesting that what matters to us is not what matters to God? Could it be suggesting that? That we think things matter and they really don't matter. That's why they're going anyway. They're going anyway. It's like, how could it be? He's doing it anyway. He's helping. He's still reaching out anyway. He selects Peter anyway. It's like, because maybe it's anyway to us because there's something in our mind that's saying, well, that shouldn't be.
But God's the same today, yesterday, today, forever. He doesn't change.
What seems to matter to us too often as human beings, as sinful human beings? Appearance. Does ethnicity often matter to us?
No.
Yes.
Oh, to us?
To us. Yes.
People, yeah.
Were the Jews at Christ's day very prejudiced? How about today? Are there prejudices today? What about status, social class, wealth, position, authority? In earthly politics, and it doesn't matter whether you're on the left or the right, just look today, right now, as a political season. Do you find and by the way, the Bible describes earthly politics, earthly governments as beastly.
How appropriate.
That's what it describes them as, beasts that tear and shred. Does it not? Yes. And so if you look at our politics right now, it doesn't matter you're left or right. Do you see either side trying to unite and bring peace? Or do they both actively do things that constantly stir up agitation and division? Yep. They're constantly tearing and shredding. That's how the world does things. Why? Because we can get a coalition to empower us if we find a common enemy to fight against. And so we create enemies in our own society. We pit people against people. But the Bible message is that we are all united under one head, Jesus Christ. It doesn't matter if they're male or female, Jew or Greek, what ethnicity, whether social status. That's irrelevant. We all come under the one bed. But that's not what earthly governments do. Earthly governments want division. There is no political leader in this country that actually wants real unity in this country. They all want division. And if you watch what's happening right now, it is clear that they do things to cause division, so they can get their power base and structure. It's just a matter of how they carve the pie. They're both fighting to get the little bit. I want 51% of the pie. You can have 49. Then I can be in control. How about health? Do we shy away from people based on health problems? You're going to say, well, we would never do that. How about mental health problems? Do we discriminate against people based on mental health problems? How did Jesus treat those who presented to him with clear mental health problems?
Extra kindness.
And he healed them. Religion. Do we discriminate based on religion? How about within the same denominational system? Do we have divisions? Within Judaism, there were Pharisees and Sadducees, and you can see the fighting back and forth constantly. And Paul was even able to turn them against each other at one of his trials, if you remember, when he talked about he was on trial for resurrection, and they started fighting so bad amongst themselves. They're all Jews there to get him, and he turns them against themselves because they were so divided under their own supposed religion. How about in our own church? Are we divided? And did any of that stuff they were divided on really matter? How about history of sin? Do we discriminate against people because of the history of factually known sin in their life? Not rumor, made up stuff, but known. Polygamy, Abraham. Deceit and fraud, Jacob. Murdered, Moses. Adultery and murder, David. Making idols, Aaron and Gideon. Would any of these people be allowed to be your pastor? But the point I'm making here is what matters to God. See, all the stuff that matters, what matters to God?
Your heart.
Yes, right. Somebody said the heart. What the issue, there's only one issue that's ever really mattered to God, and that is, do we trust God so that we open the heart and cooperate with him for renewing and transformation? That's the only thing that's ever mattered. Period.